In this video, I'm going to share my top 10 features on the Apple Watch with WatchOS, so let's get started. This video is intended for people who are just getting an Apple Watch or they already have an Apple Watch and want to know some of the best features about it. So getting started, the first one we have here is Apple Pay. We already know Apple Pay works flawlessly on the iPhone, but if you have an Apple Watch, you can just make your payments straight off the Apple Watch. All you have to do is double click the side button and you're going to pull up your Apple Pay. And if you have any passes in there, it's going to work as well. My main thing that I use here is my credit card, so if I want to pay for something, I no longer have to take my iPhone out every single time. I can just use my watch to make simple payments. Next, we have Apple Maps on the Apple Watch. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really use the maps on the Apple Watch for finding directions just by itself, but when I am driving and I do have navigations and I'm using CarPlay, the Apple Watch is actually very useful. So it's going to give you tap feedback to let you know when you have to make a left or right at an upcoming intersection. Now, there is some decoding for that, which I'll leave on screen right now. I usually don't know how to follow that, so what I know is whenever my Apple Watch is tapping me, I know there's something coming up in my next intersection or something like that, so I can just look at my CarPlay and it'll let me know if it's going to be an upcoming left or right. It just makes it a little bit more useful whenever you're driving and you have an Apple Watch. It's going to make it a lot easier. This next one's probably one of the best features about the Apple Watch is the ability to ping your iPhone straight from your Apple Watch. So if you've misplaced your iPhone somewhere, all you have to do is you can go into the control center on your Apple Watch and you can hit the little ping icon for the iPhone and it's going to play a sound on your iPhone so you can locate wherever your iPhone is. Now, this also works the other way around. So if you have an iPhone and you misplace your Apple Watch, you can now also ping your Apple Watch straight from your iPhone. So if you lose either or, you're going to have the option of finding either or from your Apple Watch to your iPhone or your iPhone to your Apple Watch. Next, we have Viewfinder. If you have an Apple Watch, you have this option of turning your Apple Watch into a viewfinder for your iPhone camera. From the viewfinder, you can zoom in and zoom out using the digital crown. You can also choose between the front-facing camera or the rear camera, and you can also choose different options if you want to take a picture or a video, all from the Apple Watch, and you don't have to do anything on your phone. It just works just like that. It's very easy to use, and there are some really good case scenarios for this. So if you want to have a picture with your friends and you don't want to leave someone out, you can just have the iPhone set up and take a picture right from your Apple Watch. It's a really cool feature and it's a very underrated feature on the Apple Watch. Next, we have music controls on the Apple Watch. If you're playing anything in CarPlay on your Apple TV or any of your HomePods or even your iPhone, you can control the music straight from your Apple Watch. Right now, I'm controlling my iPhone, so you can see if I just click next, I can go into the next song right off the iPhone. And this usually is very useful in the car if you're driving and you don't want to touch the screen and you have your watch on you. You can control the music right from the Apple Watch. If you're watching anything on TV, like any shows or movie, you can do playback controls on the Apple Watch, and you can also use it as a remote for your Apple TV as well. It's just a very useful little control, and since you already have your Apple Watch on you, you can do this all straight from your wrist. Next, we have flashlight on the Apple Watch. This is a very useful feature, especially when you have your iPhone left behind. Maybe it's on charge, maybe it's in the car, and you just need a quick flashlight. You can go into the control center and tap the flashlight icon, and your display is going to be a bright white. You can control the brightness by just using the digital crown to go up and down, or you can also tap on the screen to change the brightness. There's going to be 3 modes: a solid white, a flashing white, as well as a red screen. This next feature is hands down one of my favorite features on the Apple Watch, and it's tap to wake for your alarm clock. Before I had the Apple Watch, I used to use my iPhone as an alarm clock, and every time it would just play a blaring sound, or sometimes I did convert it into music, so it would just play music to get me up. But now, ever since I got the Apple Watch, I can just use tap to wake, and whenever the alarm clock goes off, it simply just taps you to get up. It starts off as a soft tap, and later on it just progressively gets harder, so you will get up based on the tap. So the taptic engine is really well on the Apple Watch, and it just works flawlessly, and I cannot see myself not using this feature, and it's hands down one of my favorite features on the Apple Watch. Next, we have the hand washing feature on the Apple Watch. So whenever you're washing your hands and you have this enabled, it's automatically going to give you a 20-second timer, so a little 20-second countdown to let you know that you have completed washing your hand. Now, this feature did come out after COVID, and I gotta say, I used to think I would wash my hand for long enough, but sometimes it wasn't long enough. So I would notice on my Apple Watch, whenever I'm washing my hand, then 20-second timer goes off, it will just tap you, and then you know you're good to go. This next one is only useful if you have HomeKit and you're using HomeKit accessories in your home, and I actually do have a lot of HomeKit accessories, and I gotta say with the Apple Watch and HomeKit, it just makes controlling all my devices a lot easier than it was ever before. Previously, I used to use my iPhone as my main method of controlling all my devices. I also use HomePod here and there as well, but I really found the Apple Watch to be very useful, especially when I'm entering the house and my hands are full, so I don't have options to get my keys or my phone. I can just raise my wrist and ask Siri to open the front door, and it works flawlessly. Also, if you have different scenes and different modes, you can just ask Siri on your Apple Watch to invoke those, and it's just going to get those set right up for you. It's a really cool feature to have, and if you're using Siri and HomeKit and you have HomeKit devices, you definitely want to check this out. And finally, we have sleep tracking on the Apple Watch, and every night I do wear my Apple Watch to bed, so I do have sleep tracking enabled, and there's different ways of turning sleep tracking on. So first of all, you can have a schedule set up. If you have a fixed schedule weekly, then it'll be a lot easier to just have a schedule set up. But if you don't have a set schedule, then the easiest option to get into the sleep mode is by just hitting the control center and going into your focus modes and just turning on the sleep mode. That way, anytime that you're sleeping, you can just access this, and it's automatically going to enable sleep mode, and it's going to start doing sleep tracking overnight. On your iPhone, you can look at all your sleeping patterns and your sleeping habits right from the health application. You can also set up your schedule right within your iPhone as well. The sleep schedule is very useful if you forget to turn on sleep mode, but I usually don't have a fully set schedule, so I do always go into my focus modes and just enable it on my Apple Watch every time I sleep. And when I wake up, the alarm clock is automatically going to go off, and when the alarm clock goes off, sleep tracking is disabled. And that wraps it up for this video. If you guys did find anything useful, let me know in the comment section below. If you guys feel like I missed something out, let me know in the comment section as well. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.